one of the Lauzons is here. This is Joe, if you haven't met him before. Dan looks a little different, but he's the older, wiser guy, I guess.
Yeah. He's I'm the older one. He's the bigger one. He's way bigger than me for years now.
He's the other prodigy.
Yeah, he is the prodigy. He's the upgrade for sure.
Well, how's the knee? You got a brace on? I don't see you limping. It's been a while.
Not limping. Yeah, it has been a while. I had ACL surgery in March. Injured at my February fight against Jeremy Stevens. So I basically went through rehab and a lot of downtime, but I'm back.
So how serious ACL? We're talking like total reconstruction, partial? I mean, something like we see where a running back gets his knee blown out, or a basketball player because we hear with those guys, it's like a year off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it was complete tear in my ACL, so I went the cadaver route, so I basically had someone else's ACL in my knee now, and see how it seems to be holding up pretty good.
And I've heard after the surgery, not a pleasant feeling. Like there's some pain for a while. Yeah,
the biggest thing, like one of the most difficult things ever, is laying on my bed and just trying to get like my heel off my bed, like just trying to raise my leg. It's just like it was unbelievable. Like I couldn't even fathom the fact I couldn't move my leg. It was tough.
So in some ways, did you turn the time off into a positive? Because there's a lot of time you can't train, mm-hmm. But there's a lot of time you get to kind of think, maybe grow as a person, and also there could be some marketing. You're on the net all the time,
yeah.
So I don't know if you are out there on purpose, if you're just the guy who spends time on the net, but was there a goal there?
I'm always on the computer, so I try to use my time a little bit more productive. I try to, put more time into Twitter, Facebook, MySpace. I put a lot of time into my website, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it is good self-marketing, but, at the same time, it's what I like to do. I'd rather do that than, I also had a lot of injuries that it was good time to heal. I had a sore shoulder, a sore neck, sore thumb, sore hand, all these different things that, I finally got a chance to rest, because if I wasn't sidelined with a major injury, I wouldn't have.
I thought the goofy stuff that happened at the end of the year was with all the close decisions, all of a sudden everyone was a judge, yeah. And now there's something wrong with the sport, and there can't be close fights. I don't know. I think that is because of the growth, yeah. And because of the casual fans.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think judging is tough, though. I mean, it's not a set point system. It's not like you're watching basketball and you score more points so you win. It's all about opinion, and I think that, I've been in the sport a long time, and there's a lot of times when I don't know who want to fight. Mm-hmm. So it's tough, you know what I mean? And people are always going to, armchair quarterback it, and, the whole deal. And, I mean, sometimes it's tough when you have someone that is just has, no basis at all for what they're saying, but it's their opinion, they're entitled to it, but it's just sometimes it doesn't have so much support, no facts to it at all.
You think fighters are learning from all the close decisions? Like, you better go, you may want to pace yourself to a certain extent, fight smart, but you better go 100 miles an hour, because you take a round off, you don't know how they're going to score it.
I've always been like that. I haven't had any of my pro fights go to decision. I'm always trying to finish. And I'm either going to push like crazy and I'm going to finish them, or they're going to finish me. But I'm not going to worry about some other guy that has no idea what's going on making a decision. It's up to me. It's up to him. And if I don't finish him, he's going to finish me. I can't complain about being finished.
You learned that finishing stuff from the Florians, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not even going there. I'm not even touching the F word.
What about the Delagrade word? What was the inside, the scuttlebutt on that? Because no one will say anything. Do you know?
I'm not really sure. I know they had some kind of bad falling out, because there's really no link there at all.
Yeah, I mean, they won't talk about it either.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's better for them not to be airing dirty laundry. They had a disagreement. They parted ways. I'm not gonna start airing laundry and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I found it interesting that he got rid of Delagrade, but he's not going to get rid of his brother. Yeah. Could you ever see a point? I mean, it's probably unthinkable, but that you would, get so angry with your brother that you would say the hell with it. Because, in boxing, which has a long history, I mean, there are family squabbles. Like Cotto had something with his uncle, De La Hoya even with his father. There's been a lot of fights. I mean, could anything, I guess you can't predict it, but could anything get that nasty?
It's happened a few times, actually. I've just wanted, I'm done with him. I'm never helping him again. The whole deal. You know what I mean? I kicked him out of the gym once or twice.
Really?
Yeah, but I mean, it's just being hot-headed and everything else. It's just, I mean, he's my brother. He's always going to be there.
So what's going to happen in his fight?
He's going to do well. I really think that, Danny and Cole's ground are very comparable. Cole's way more eager to be on his back, whereas Danny's going to put him there. So I think Danny will favor, there a little bit. But I think Danny's boxing is going to blow Cole's away. Cole has a little bit of reach on Danny, but I think Danny uses his reach way better. Danny's got hands like a professional boxer. No one has seen it in not a single one of his fights, just because he's gotten a little nervous or hasn't performed to the best of his abilities. But if he's leveled up quite a bit, his nerves seem a lot better. Everything seems a lot better. If Danny comes out and shows, what he can do.
Last thing on Twitter, the internet. So there's a lot of instant feedback now where people can get to you. What's the nuttiest thing, positive, negative, fanish, hatred, that you've seen this year where you're like, wow?
The weirdest thing, I don't know if it was this year. I think it was maybe last year. But I had a kid that was basically, sent me like this big long message on Facebook about how he wanted, he wanted to train with professional fighters. I basically thought he wanted to come train at my gym. And he's like, yeah, I have no problem paying. You know what I mean? I'd love to get choked out. Things like that. And the guy starts going on. It's like, it's this big long thing about how him and his friends used to always roughhouse and all this other stuff. And then he's like, down the very very bottom, he's like, and I hope it doesn't change anything, but I'm a little bit bisexual, and I think you're really really hot. And I'm like.
Come on in, yeah.
He wants me to choke him out. He wants to pay me to choke him unconscious. I'm like, I don't. Creep me out a little bit.
Little rear naked, right?
Little rear naked.
Minus the naked.
Hopefully, minus the naked. Yeah.
All right, well, there you go. Joe is available for services out there, but heterosexual though.
Yeah, girls. Yeah.
Chicks.
Yeah, I got a girlfriend, but yeah.